Real Music exclusive.
I grew up like a savage.
One, two, 1, 2. You now rocking with the No Vultures podcast. You got me, myself, Lord Rap. You got OG Clee going away on a vacation. And today we got a very, 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 very special guest. Now this guy is San Diego's own. You know what I'm saying? Lincoln Park's own. He's been having the city on his back for a long time. And he's been a proper representation. I don't know too many people that ever spoke out in a negative light on this. I personally don't know anybody that, spoke out in a negative light on this guy. Sometimes you have guys who just take charge and understand the game. And one thing I know is this man understand the game and that help leading his city, hopefully to the promised land, man. They need a chip in this shit, man.
Straight up, homie.
You know what I'm saying? He gonna help create their next star because he's already been the one that took the brunts and the bruises of the game. You know what I'm saying? Today we got Mitchy Slick on No Vultures in this motherfucker, man.
Much love, homie.
For sure, man. How you doing, bro?
I'm good, homie. I'm alive, homie, and I'm free.
Yeah.
So I'm good.
Yeah. I got to give you the disclaimer, the No Vultures disclaimer. Started a podcast because, to get opportunities like this to sit down with a legend such as yourself and it not be with no clout shit involved, no controversy, not because Mitchy Slick was in the headlines,
Salute, homie.
because you a legend and because we should be giving flowers to those that did what they did and humanize us, you know what I'm saying, as black men where we come from, and a lot of times show that we don't have a choice. You know what I'm saying?
No choice.
You know what I'm saying? We just
Straight up.
born
That's my
in
story,
it.
homie.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
my story.
So speaking of your story, Southeast Dago.
Mm-hmm.
Born and raised?
Straight up, homie. Right there in Paradise Valley Hospital. You know what I'm saying? Came home to I think, when I was born, my mom and pops was living in them apartments right there on Euclid as you pass the trolley tracks going up north towards Fanmart, right there, like by the bottom of the hood. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, Dago.
Yeah, Dago. The climate of Dago is different. Like a lot of cities. Shout out to Seaside Stretch. I talk to him a lot, and we talk about different cities in California where people don't really talk about and why people end up there. Black people. You know what I'm saying? So all of our roots from the South, of course.
Straight up.
But we come to these cities for opportunities. So Dago is, of course, a military town.
Straight up.
How was that growing up? Because it's very diverse and beautiful too, by the way.
It being a military town, you never really feel that when you're from Southeast San Diego. You know what I'm saying? Southeast San Diego is like pretty much structured in the middle of the urban part of town. I mean, not dead smack in the middle, but it's a lot of hoods that's branch off from right there. And being from over there, you really don't never feel you really don't ever feel anything about it being a military town.
Okay.
The only time you're gonna feel it being a military town is on one, like if you go out to the clubs.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because they out there partying. And two, with them, fucking with the bitches in the town and shit like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But like you don't never see that. We don't see that. They stay where they at. We see them at the club.
Or something big like Fleet Week or something.
You know what I'm
Everybody
saying?
Go out, yeah.
Yeah, and every now and then, one or two of them drift off into the Southeast and become a homie or something like that. But for the most part, you don't never really get to feel it being a military town. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But same with the beaches and shit. Everybody think of the beaches and SeaWorld and Legoland and the zoo. And when you a kid from Southeast San Diego, homie, you don't really get to experience that no more than nobody else do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We don't see that shit. We don't be at the beach every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shit, this is same as anywhere else. You feel me?
Same as anywhere else.
Yeah,
That's just like out here. I got some young partners who ain't never been to Frisco.
Hey, I experienced that being up here. I spent a lot of time in the Bay too.
Yeah.
I lived in the Bay for like 6 years. You know what I mean? And for my Bay niggas, I used to live in them condos right there by in Frisco at Candlestick, the new little condos on the other side of the hill.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Pimp
yeah,
shit.
Yeah.
You feel me though?
Yeah.
And not the other ones that's right close. The new
ones,
I was the first one living in them over there.
Close to Double Rock.
Right there.
Yeah.
So, it's the same, bro. You know what I mean? But I lived a lot of places and I just know, bro, that like San Diego it's a lot of crippling things about being from that city, man, because the city is so concentrated, like on a big level, to all the military and stuff like that. So it's a lot of shit that they really crack down on with that being that place, a border town. You know, San Diego got like the busiest federal courthouse in the country. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I would imagine.
Like a lot of the laws that get implemented to stop crime and shit like that, like they might pass pass them. San Diego will be the first one to use that motherfucker on somebody.
Right.
Gang injunction, a lot of them laws, like soon as they went through, they was smacking us with that shit. You know what I mean?
That shit crazy. Did you grow up in Valencia Views?
I did actually. Valencia Views, homie, is the first house we went home to, homie, was in right in Skyline for all the Skyline. You know, my hood and they neighborhood. You know, for years, you know, sports and everything else. You know what I'm saying? But niggas don't know. Like my grandfather used to have the barbecue shop right there on the brook, right next to Moonlight. You know what I'm saying? And I got pictures when I was a baby up there in front of Moonlight with my family. Yeah, and that'll fuck them up. They be like, hell no, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, I played t-ball for Skyline. And my family, like to where I was like 3, moms and pops, we lived right on Brookhaven, right behind Meadowbrook, right there. As soon as you come out, like you could come out the side of Meadowbrook and turn left and go towards Circle K, or turn right and go. I'm talking to them right now. I'm fucking them
I
up
know
right
where it's
now.
at though. But
I'm fucking them up right now. Anyway, I lived right on the corner house, right behind Meadowbrook Apartments on me until I was 3.
Yeah.
Then we moved to the Views, and the Views is like a notorious part of town because when I say notorious, I mean not notorious. I'm talking about a lot of infamous, young, prominent black folks came from this part of town. You feel me? And we moved over there, man. You know, and that was like basically my mom and pops was like doing kind of well off. You know what I'm saying? Buying new houses at 22 and 23 and shit. Yeah. And that's where we moved. And shout out to all the legendary niggas that come from over there, the PTs, the Mike Iries. You know what I'm saying? Little and them, Redhead Rob, you know what I'm saying, Gene, Iron Nye, Tory Evans, Dorian, Terrell Davis, Boss Hog. A lot of us came from that little area.
And would you say when y'all moved there that was a real middle class?
Yeah.
And your parents was educated and your pops was in a band?
My pops had a band, homie. Like while I was a kid, homie, my pops had a band. I'm finna fuck him up again. So look, my pops was a DJ too though, right? And they was the first people to buy houses in that neighborhood over there.
Okay.
So all the rest of the kids was a little older than me because the parents was older than me, but we lived right in the middle of this cul-de-sac on Latimer Court.
Okay.
And I remember my pops would like go to like Balboa Park, homie, and rent like 100 pairs of skates and bring them back to the neighborhood, homie, and tie off our block on the end and pop the garage open, homie, and be DJing, homie. He have a straight skating rink in the middle of the block. Like real old school shit.
Crazy.
Right in Southeast Dago, homie. My pops be DJing. Look, the house is right in the middle of the cul-de-sac. He lived the garage. That motherfucker.
That's raw as fuck.
Hey, homie. Yeah, niggas. And so the crazy shit is I moved from over there many years ago. Yeah. And when I went back over there, nigga, like 30, 40 years later, homie, they still have that day in the community over there. Shit. It's just not right there. Nobody even know about this shit. It's just this little part of town where they know about this little thing they do every year. My pops got that shit cracking, homie.
That's crazy.
Straight up.
That's crazy as hell, man.
Yeah, that's just Dago shit.
That's Dago
Don't nobody
shit.
else give a fuck about none of that shit I'm talking about, but that's some real Dago shit right there, though.
Now, the notorious Lincoln Park neighborhood, right? I mean, even though that's San Diego and they looked at as LA's cousins or little brothers, for us, I mean, for real niggas, like, if you know anything about San Diego, you know about this neighborhood for sure. Like, it notoriously sticks out, first of all, with the colors y'all wear in that sense, right? But growing up early on, because you from that crack era, right? You saw things in a different light. You saw the beginnings of a lot of shit. How was that growing up, and what did you see, like, in the neighborhood?
First off, just as not to be tripping or nothing, but just to give an understanding of a San Diego nigga's mentality, like how you was like, you know, how y'all looked at as LA's little cousin or little brothers. San Diego niggas don't feel no part of that.
I know.
They individual, separated, this, and only because they are real, you know, we a city. You know what I'm saying? Millions populated. baseball, football, basketball. We have all that shit. So it's 2 hours in between LA and San Diego. So it's a big difference. Now, on that hand is one way, but on the other hand, it is a lot of shit that makes LA like really overshadow San Diego, especially with the entertainment. And LA niggas move fast.
Yeah.
LA niggas move fast, you know what I'm saying? They cause they intertwine with big business up there in LA. But and with the trip, you know, like I came up in that crack era, homie, you know what I'm saying? That crazy time, my nigga, that they always talk about, you know what I mean? And it was a very different thing because of so many. I always think of like, damn, am I being biased? Because it seemed like so much shit happened in that small amount of time. Influential shit, bro. Like nigga, I remember like in '86, it wasn't even a shoe that cost $100.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, nigga, that Jordans came out, I think, that year or something like that. Like, it was so many niggas didn't even have, niggas had to be at home and wait for the phone to ring to even get in contact with somebody. It wasn't no cell phones, homie.
I was just talking about this.
Nigga, beepers came out like for everybody to have them like 86, 87.
And what would they say to you when you had a beeper? You a doctor?
Oh, you sure? That's it, homie. Only niggas that had beepers was niggas that sold dope. And it was niggas that had beepers on their hips that didn't even work.
Didn't even work. Just had that motherfucker on there.
Now, I was a little younger at the time, but I'm that age seeing this shit. And I'm seeing niggas like San Diego niggas that I saw like living down the street. And their family was a mediocre family or maybe even a poor family. I like to say it sometimes it'd be the snottiest nose nigga. Shit, 30 days later when that crack era came, that nigga will be the cleanest nigga on the whole block. And the cleanest people on the whole block are fucking around and be the most fucked up people on the whole block now because the daddy and the nigga that's paying all the bills at the house is stuck on dope and selling all the shit out their house to the same nigga that they was just talking about with the floods and the high waters on and shit like that. That was the crack era.
Yes.
And I don't know if these little niggas really understand that, you know what I'm saying? And for us to have survived through that, some of us didn't. Come on, homie, they was still waxing us then, nigga.
Man.
Come on, homie, that motherfucking war on crack shit. Niggas, we hear about it now.
We hear about it now.
It's a trip to even hear about it on TV now. We was living that shit. Like niggas' daddies was really getting snatched up out their houses, uncles and all that shit, and we just see these niggas. Nigga, do you know? Do niggas even know what the battering is?
I don't know. I'm like, nigga, do you know how motherfucking crazy that is for somebody to drive a tank through your house,
drive
nigga?
A tank through niggas' house, and not like some house. No, you seen this before. You saw somebody's house on your way to school. You on the bus looking out the window, and the homeboy house getting smashed by a big ass motherfucking tank. You feel me? That's the shit that was going on.
That shit was crazy. Or I always tell people the other example is the baddest broad you could think of. And you just watching it decline, and you like, oh my God, like what is going on? Where I'm talking about the ones that I just thought was the most gorgeous women in the world, and you just see them in a matter of months, it's just over with.
A few stories that stand out to me, homie, is like, so back then, so I be speaking of this shit, not because I was old enough to be in it, but I'm 11, 12. I'm right here, I'm warming up for this shit. I remember niggas used to sell dope for a nigga. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know, and the nigga split it with you 60-40 or whatever that was. They keep 60, you get 40 and shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And a couple of my homies was on. I had a couple little 12-year-old elementary, fresh out of elementary niggas that was on. Shout out to some of the homies. Niggas been hustling for a long time. My nigga Shawnee Bo been hustling for a long time and shit, you know. But like I remember my mom used to have me so fresh at school and shit, to where niggas thought I sold dope and shit when I was like in the 6th grade. And then niggas would be coming up to the school trying to court me and talk to me, hey, what's up, little homie? Yeah, man, you know, I heard you be doing your thing. I didn't know what the fuck these niggas was talking about. You know what I'm saying? But I be fucking, give me all the free ice cream or whatever you gonna give me, nigga, till I walk back to school, nigga. OG homies, but shit, you know, yeah, it was a crazy era, homie. And I mean, it'd take forever to really get into that shit. But you really got to see niggas have shit. Street niggas having shit. There was a lot of homeboys that was
and not to mention they was young.
Come on, my nigga, I got big homies, and I don't be liking to talk too much shit like that. But shout out to a lot of niggas. I seen 16, 17-year-old niggas buying their own limos and pulling up to lunchtime, throwing money out the roof and shit.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? I seen niggas like doing incredible shit. My niggas was, I remember the big homeboys had the Sendo car wash in the set. We couldn't believe this shit.
Man.
The big homies had a car wash on the corner in the turf, homie, where no cars really getting washed, homie.
Yeah.
I'm talking about everything out there, nigga. Elcos, Blazers, Samurais, all candies,
Man.
Louis Vuitton guts and all that shit.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
You know what I'm saying? And real Louis Vuitton. Wasn't no fake Louis Vuitton back then.
yeah,
Niggas
they
was buying
cutting up shit.
duffel bags and shit. Like, come on, homie. I got to witness this shit at 11 and 12. You know, my big homies was doing their shit.
And the cold part about it is, like, it just took me back. Like, when you said Samurais, like you got to think about the times. Like, it was a song about Suzuki Samurais, like,
Come on, bro.
or a mini truck, or you know what I'm saying, motherfuckers. Like, that was the shit. Like, and it was a slight bit of preppiness,
Right.
to being
Fly
a D-boy and being
Oh yeah, niggas clothes was fitted and everything.
Yeah,
you feel me?
yeah,
Nigga
yeah.
pop up to the function with a suit
Right,
on, you know what I'm
right,
saying? This shit like that. You know what I'm saying? The big homie,
Right.
the big homies was doing their shit.
Yeah, that's real. Now, legend has it, and I know you're gonna be the perfect person to tell us. At some point, when Lincoln Park started as a family, like, what was it Crips around? Because some people say it was Crips initially.
That's the most bullshit. And on my mama, homie, because come on, it's going to be somebody to come with a photo or something, a nigga, a picture or something.
Right,
Like,
right.
where this shit at, bro?
Right.
I don't
Have
know
you
where-
heard that before, though?
Come on, bro.
Okay.
We hear this shit.
Yeah.
The main reason they got out because somebody said the shit in the diss song or some shit like that. But we go over this on a regular. We be drilling the big homies about this shit
Yeah.
too, homie. They be like, nigga, if you don't cut that shit out, it started off as motherfucking PL control.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Do your homework. You know what I'm saying? Because I do mine. It started off as PL control. You know what I'm saying? And then that went on, homie. That probably got cracking like around 74 or 75.
Okay.
And that was just young homies. By the time 76 came around, niggas was Lincoln Park Bloods. You feel me?
Okay.
And it ain't never been no time when there was no Crip or no shit in between. I heard little bullshit stories, but what I know, straight from my big homeboy, Big Haney. Shout out to my nigga, shout out to Big Louie. Listen, ain't never been no nigga that was from Lincoln Park that used to be no Crip.
Right.
Not ever. Don't get that shit fucked up. And any nigga that tell you that, tell that nigga to put it on his mama, nigga. That's bullshit, nigga. You know what I'm saying? We started off, you know what I'm saying? And there was a lot of young homies coming home from YA that was on some Pyru shit, you know what I'm saying? Niggas was Pyrus. There's a lot of big homies that got Pyru tats now. That's why when I be hearing niggas talk about I got PK tatted, it's niggas that be spreading all kind of bullshit
Right,
rumors, homie.
right.
Niggas said I had PK tattooed on me and shit like that. Nigga, that shit bogus, homie. I got big homies that's Pyrus, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But the thing is the P fell off by the time I came around.
Yeah,
you feel me?
it's different eras.
You know what I'm saying? By the time I came around, it was green rag, and that's what it was.
Stay all blue.
I'm just trying to stay racked up like you.
Put an 8 in a 1 and do magic. Tryna stretch hair on like elastic. Eco-friendly drug dealer, I don't waste no plastic. Use all 4 corners of that baggie. All I ever wanted was a bankroll. So I pull up on Champ before the bank close. Say no to stank hoes and stank clothes. No paramedic pimpin', nigga, we don't save hoes.